This is a nice change. Look at that. I can run around in town, no glitches, no freezing up, no stuttering BS lag, no nothing. And the weirdest thing is, I had the game installed on an SSD, but what I did is my more recent SSD that I installed a few months ago, I transferred the game files over to that drive. And suddenly everything works. The weird part is, before the DLC, the game ran, just like you're seeing right here. I didn't have any problems. And as I said, it was on the factory installed SSD on my computer. My computer, by the way, is only a year old, and it's a fairly beefy rig. I mean, it doesn't not all top end, but still. But let me show you something here. This is the drive I put it on. This is my newest one, the games, the G drive, the WD Black SN770 NVMe SSD. Temperature, totally nominal, 37 degree Celsius. Totally fine. I'm definitely in town. It's under kind of a load. So definitely within perimeters there. If I come to my devices, this is it was installed on the OS NVMe drive, 512 gigabyte. And there's nothing wrong with the drive, but the thing is, New World crashed a couple of times, and it wasn't just the game that crashed, it crashed my whole operating system. To where I got the blue screen and Windows had errors and I had to go through all the fix and repair process. Never ever had that happen. Strictly connected to New World. No other game has given me any problem or gives me any problems whatsoever. But I have seen enough on the discussion threads to know that people are having multiple problems, even with the game being on an SSD. And I'm one of those people, was one of those people. I had it on an SSD. But I transferred the game files over to another SSD. Maybe if you do a clean uninstall or reinstall on your SSD, if that's where you had your game, it will actually start working. But I know people, according to what people have said on the discussion threads, they've tried that too. But for some people, the game runs, they don't have a problem. Just like right now, it runs and operates really fine for me now. But before, I was having, the game was basically unplayable. And those of you having the problems or that have experienced those problems, you know what I'm talking about. I could not run around inside of a town like this before I changed the game files over to the other SSD drive. So I don't know, guys. I mean, if you have a slot available for another SSD, buy yourself another SSD card. But keep in mind, I have a Gen 4 NVMe card. Like I said, my computer's only a year old. I have a RTX 3060 Ti. I have an i7 12700 processor. And that processor has a range of 3.6 gigahertz to 5 on turbo. I have 16 gigabytes of RAM. I mean, I could have more RAM, but I've never needed more RAM for any other game, including Star Citizen, which I have on the same drive now that New World's on. But it's kind of a test. I just don't trust the optimization with the game itself. Meaning that if the optimization is with the game itself, it doesn't matter what you do with your computer, it's not going to make that big of a difference. And as far as my settings go, graphically speaking on the computer, I've got it, I purposely capped it at 30 FPS, and I pretty much have everything set at medium, except for terrain and texture details. I'm going to try to experiment with those and see how the temperature on this SSD holds out. So yeah, that was a fix for me. It obviously did the job. So yeah, give it a try. If you guys have another SSD on your computer, uninstall the game or go into your Steam Steam directory for your game and change the game file's locations over to that other drive and see if it works. Other than that, hope you guys are keeping safe out there and trying to enjoy your New World experience. And I will see you on the next video. Peace.